Some of the people closest to confessed killer Eddie Ray Routh described his troubling behavior.
Routh's ex-girlfriend testified about violent mood swings and psychiatric evaluations. His sister and brother-in-law say Routh told them he killed Chris Kyle and Chad Littlefield and traded his soul for Kyle's truck. Fox 4's Phil Alvarado and Stephenville right now with more on today's testimony. Phil.
Steve, Routh's sister told the jury she was terrified the day her brother came over hours after the killings. During her testimony, Routh seemed to do everything he could to avoid eye contact. Eddie Ray Routh drove up to his sister's doorstep in Chris Kyle's pickup. Routh had been with Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield at a gun range. Blevins told the jury her brother told her and her husband he had taken two souls before they could take his, and one of the men was Chris Kyle. Not sure what to believe, Blevins told her brother, "I love you, but I hate your demons." Laura Blevins says she nearly got sick when she saw Kyle's pickup outside and realized the truth. Gaines Blevins testified Laura asked if he had traded his VW Bug for it. He said no, he had traded his soul for it. "I sold my soul for a new truck." Gaines Blevins says when Routh walked into his home, the hair on the back of my neck stood up a little bit. Routh said to him, "Is it just me or has the world frozen over?" Routh told the Blevins he was going to Oklahoma before Texas could get him. The defense also called on Routh's girlfriend, Jennifer Weed. She testified she has a psychology degree. She met Routh on an online dating service. Weed says she and Routh had a volatile relationship dominated by his marijuana smoking. She said on at least two occasions when Routh caused trouble, police took him to a mental hospital instead of jail. Reed says Routh proposed on the night before the killings and kicked her out of the house the next morning. About the proposal, Weed said he had asked a few times before, but it was when he was in the VA hospital. "I told him no, not until he was allowed to have shoelaces." Weed says the night before the killings, she arrived at Routh's home to find him staring into a corner in what she called a catatonic state. Jennifer Weed also testified that toward the end, Routh became increasingly paranoid, thinking that people were either watching him or listening to him, even in his own home. Weed says Routh cared little about his appearance and sometimes didn't shower for weeks. Steve?
Okay, Phil Alvarado live in Stephenville tonight. Thanks.